Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day you're watching today. Sasha here. Today is Wednesday, and not only is it an episode of Wellness Wednesday, but it is day 6 in the month of Matcha, and I am so stoked that I'm able to integrate this Wellness Wednesday in with the month of Matcha. So we just keep it moving. So it's also the Samsung Health App Tour, and I meant to have it on this page first, but that's okay. And as you can see, we're almost done with this tour. This is part 7 or 8, I believe. I'll know by the time I get this video up and running, but we're that many parts in, ladies and gentlemen, and like I said, we're almost done. So today, the topic of choice is caffeine. And let me tell you something. When I was uploading my data to the Samsung Health app, the caffeine app, or the caffeine portion of the app, wasn't even available until some fiddling around for the past few weeks. So my log is not going to be as, dense and completed as some of the other portions, but I'll work with the data that I've submitted. So here I have, the main menu. I'm going to click on caffeine, and it's as simple as you logging in how many cups of caffeine you had. So I had, so far, just an iced coffee and some matcha Rice Krispie treats that I made this past Monday. So the matcha has caffeine in it, so I had to log that in. How much caffeine does matcha have compared to the coffee? It's, variable because, again, I ingested this matcha powder. I didn't have like a cup of matcha. So I just, I highballed it, called it a cup just to cover myself and. But so far, well, probably for the day, I've had 3 cups of coffee equivalents worth of caffeine, which is not true, but anyways, if we look down below the picture, we have the daily caffeine intake cups. This was optional as I set a limit to it. I wanted to say, well, I don't want to drink any more than 2 cups of coffee. But, here I drunk 3 because, well, I didn't drink 3. Drunk 2, ingested a 3rd cup of coffee. So I want to keep, my personal goal is to keep my limit under 2 cups of coffee for the day. And let's click on this information blurb right here. So this tells us the caffeine content guide. So folks, you can pause here and then see how Samsung app defines caffeine content in a cup of coffee. Now, the thing is, ladies and gentlemen, this is Samsung. They don't even take into account matcha green tea. Well, they kind of do. They just generalize it. But I have a picture, which we can go to right here. So this is a cute little caffeine chart I saw. I just Googled how much caffeine in a cup of matcha, and I managed to get this chart. So they go by amount of caffeine, and then the intensity of the crash. So coffee gives you the worst crash. And then, like, for those of you that don't know, crash is like the effects of the caffeine um, wearing off dramatically versus gradually. So, like, you're up high with energy 1 minute, and then, few hours later, you are dead tired. Like, that is how crashes are usually characterized. You don't really want to feel that. It's like, if you're tired, there's other exercises and other drinks that you can ingest that won't give you that crash sensation, because it's not a good feeling. Pardon me, y'all. Not a good feeling to go through that crash, especially a strong crash. It sucks. I've been there, done that. Wouldn't do it again. So, folks, as we're going down this chart, we noticed that matcha is characterized as having no crash. On the flip side, the energy boost mellows out after 2 hours at best, while the drinks that promote a longer energy expenditure, you get a crash in that trade-off. So, you know yourself. If you really need the energy, have that cup of coffee, but know that it's probably going to leave you just as bad or worse than before you needed that energy requirement. And then bulletproof coffee, for those of you that don't know, that's a ketogenic friendly drink. It's coffee with like a tablespoon of butter, as a source of fat, or they use medium chain triglycerides. It's blended up, and then, folks would drink it. Like I said, it's really a ketogenic thing, but I've seen people, like, they just like the taste of bulletproof coffee. I know of a gentleman, he would drink bulletproof coffee every day, and he said he actually likes the taste of it. It has like a sort of cream, like, mouthfeel and taste to it. I've never tried it, but I don't know. It looks interesting. But that's the deal with bulletproof coffee. I don't know the namesake for it, but yeah, I know generally what the significance of this drink is for the keto folks out there. So yeah, I mean, it's a cute picture. I just have it, as a nice visual to supplement what I'm talking about. Now, do I know the validity of matcha having no crash? I mean, I've ingested, quite a bit, and yeah, I didn't feel like if there wasn't any crash, or sometimes I would feel like a very light crash. Like, I mean, I would yawn for a bit or not feel as 100% as like coming off the energy rush. But yeah, I didn't feel like, excuse me, y'all. I didn't feel like what I felt with after I've consumed the cup of coffee. Like, when I would drink coffee, for the most part, like when I was studying, I would get severe crash. Not so much jitters, but crash. And like, I would feel really tired. So matcha is a great sort of, I want to say, step down from coffee. If you don't mind the taste of matcha and, you just want to healthier energy boost, if anything. Matcha's been regarded as like the healthier alternative energy drink versus like your Monsters, your Red Bull, your whatever else is out there that is quick to be, branded as like the quick pick energy drink, like the quick pick me up energy drink, like 5 Hour Energy or something like that. So let's head on back to Samsung Health. And yeah, y'all not gonna really catch a whole lot of. Oh, whoops! I keep forgetting you have to hit this number bar thing here. But oops. Yeah, see, I don't really have a lot of info at, like the other sections of the Samsung Health app. Gray means I did not stay under my goal, and brown means I did stay within my goal. So that is a good thing. But yeah, not a lot. I mean, there were days where I would not have any coffee, ladies and gentlemen. So, I mean, that's why there's so much blank stuff going on. So, yeah. I mean, it's not really much to look at. But yeah, I will say I do like the taste of matcha. I still drink coffee. Like, I do like the taste of coffee as well. Like, I have, like I said, one iced coffee in the morning. Not every morning. Like, there's some days where I forget. But, yeah, I typically like to have a little caffeine boost. From the coffee, I don't know. I don't really experience any crash because I guess I'm not exerting myself as much as like I was in the past, like during my pharmacy school, days and studying and whatnot. Yes, I would get heck of a crash after that. But for like right now that I'm not really inundated with a whole bunch of stressful stuff, that I don't really experience the crash. But I mean, it's still probable that I could experience crash. It's just that I haven't felt anything of that nature. So yeah. And also caffeine. The reason I wouldn't really have a limit to caffeine, but you don't want to drink too much caffeine. Granted, the amount or the severity of the crash experienced will be, directly proportional to how much caffeine one would consume. So, the more coffee you drink, the worse the crash will be. What else did I want to mention? Caffeine is a diuretic, meaning it makes you go to the bathroom and urinate more often. So, like, you really don't want to do that because excess of urination means you could actually make yourself dehydrated. So, you want to limit the caffeine so that you don't, disturb your body's fluid reserves. And yeah, caffeine is a stimulant. So we all know that. I mean, that's like one of the main reasons why people would partake in consuming coffee, tea, other stuff. But, stimulants, they aren't as besides the energy benefit, they can actually have more harm than help for one, if you are sensitive to caffeine, and like, how would you know you're sensitive? Well, if you find yourself really irritable, jittery, and then stimulants can have a profound effect on the heart. So like if you're, have a little bit of heart complications, you don't want to introduce a lot of caffeine inside of you and, exacerbate your heart problems. So, you want to kind of steer clear, really limit. You could probably have a little bit of caffeine, but again, it depends on your doctor, what your primary care doctor says. But you can enjoy some coffee or, some caffeination, but like you have to severely limit it so that you don't excite your heart too much, because, an excited heart can lead to arrhythmias or irregular heartbeats, sometimes even heart attack. So, caffeine can be helpful, and then it can definitely be harmful. All depends on the amount that's taken in and the individual that's partaking in the caffeine. So, yeah, folks, this one's kind of short, but hope you enjoyed it. That's been the caffeine portion of the Samsung Health App Tour. So any questions, comments, suggestions, or small talk, don't be a stranger. Leave it in my comment section below. Any and all are welcome. Greatly appreciated. Love to hear your thoughts and opinions, like on caffeine. What do you like to... How do you like to take your caffeine? Do you need it? Do you find yourself needing it every day? Do you... I don't know. It's like, are you prone to like strong crashes? That, it's not a great feeling, but some people like, and also here's another thing, y'all. Some people, process caffeine differently. Like some people, they could drink the most caffeinated stuff and not have any of like after effect post consumption, or like the littlest amount of caffeine can set off a highly sensitive person that metabolizes caffeine, a certain way. So it's another thing. It's an interesting thing too, but I don't want to make it sound like this is a science lesson. But yeah, genetically, individuals can process caffeine differently. Like I said, the two examples I used before, one may ingest all the caffeine in the world and they don't feel anything, or two, someone, can't even think about caffeine because the slightest amount makes them so irritable and so, out of whack. So, I mean, it's a whole thing to go into genetics. That's genetically what may go on as well. So, I mean, hey, you could be one of those people and not really be affected by caffeine. Or you could be affected by the tiniest amount. So I just thought that was interesting too. As I was talking, I was thinking about that. I almost forgot to mention it. So yeah, caffeine, double-edged sword. I particularly like the taste of, the caffeinated drinks. Not so much energy drinks. I used to. Let me tell you something, y'all. Pharmacy school was like a different animal. Like I was chugging Red Bull every so often. And then I was, chugging a different kind called Highball Energy. Which if you really had to have a energy drink, I would recommend the Highball Energy, because something about the Red Bull, y'all, it's when I took it, even with the full stomach, I took, I ate breakfast and then I took it, and there was some evidence in me that led to me having an internal bleed. So I was like, what in the world, I did those 2 Red Bull videos, but I think it was the culmination when I was in pharmacy school. It was the culmination of me being under constant stress, and then I guess like me taking in that Red Bull that led to the little bit of internal bleeding in my intestines that kind of scared me away from taking in a Red Bull. But in the videos that I did last year, with the summer edition and the winter edition of Red Bull, like, I didn't have that same effect. But I still wouldn't drink Red Bull. I mean, I don't know, y'all. I just don't. I stay away from it if I can help it. And then Highball Energy, like, even without that stress, like, I would drink a Highball Energy. And the thing is, y'all, that Highball Energy is unsweetened. It's just a carbonated water energy drink with natural flavoring. So they had like vanilla, they had a lemon lime, they have a grapefruit, and there's a 4th flavor they had, but I forgot. Like, if you just need the energy, you don't want all that sugar, and you don't want all that other junk, that processed junk, definitely, if you had to have an energy drink, I would definitely go with Highball Energy. It's pretty good, and it's 0 calories because it just has the water carbonation energy source through like vitamins and caffeine being infused, and then the flavoring. So yeah, that's like done chilling. But yeah, I mean, if you could really help it, then definitely, stick with coffee and tea. Y'all know me in this channel. I would lean more towards tea. Like the diagram that I showed y'all had black tea as having a medium crash. I personally have never experienced a crash after consuming like regular tea, but like I said, your mileage may vary, so I don't know how you or your body reacts to caffeine, but yeah, you just want to keep it simple with coffee and or tea, and just try not to consume too much of it. How you get energy is a good night's sleep. If you're well rested, that helps with proper energy, like proper energy foundation. But yeah, I went on a total tangent. My apologies, but just I think off the cuff, and I don't really have a script. So, like I said before, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Love to hear your thoughts and opinions. Y'all have a wonderful day today and every day. And folks, I will see you tomorrow for Thirsty Thursday. It is going to be interesting, to say the least. So hopefully you'll catch me then.